Just can't understand how anyone like that can get elected, the younger daughter was saying. I mean, no? Just no? Well, it's lack of education, isn't it? The boy who'd come with her said. The funny thing is that they're voting against their own interests. You'd think they'd be able to see. It was odd to think that this was the house that Anne had grown up in. Well, one of them. According to Anne, when she'd first been placed with the family, it had been in Finchley. They'd moved to Canonbury when she was 12, so that the elder daughter, Elizabeth, could go to a better school. That had been 14 years ago, and apparently they'd been living here ever since. I looked around at the dining room. Most of the walls were taken up with shelves, with plates and bowls mounted upon them, well spaced. There were several chests of drawers, all covered with white lace tablecloths. Despite its size, the room felt cramped. It didn't really feel like a room for living in, one where you could stretch out and put your feet up. It was a display room, every piece of glass and china arranged for effect. A partition led into the living room, and a door at the side opened into a hallway containing the stairs and the entrance to the kitchen. The older boyfriend was talking now. He was English, with short brown hair and narrow glasses, and looked to be a good 5 to 10 years older than his fiancée.
Real problem is that people aren't listening enough to experts, he was saying. Instead, they're being influenced by private elements in the media, all these billionaires who can just manufacture fake stories. I mean, we try to do the best we can to provide a more balanced view, but...
It must be very difficult, the mother said sympathetically. Her husband sipped his soup. Anne and I had been a couple for a year now. I'd suggested meeting her family more than once, but Anne had put it off, and now that I was here, it wasn't hard to see why. My time on the council had gotten me into the habit of paying attention to social hierarchies, and on reflex I'd found myself analysing the other people around the table. The mother was the head of the household, and both the elder daughter, Elizabeth, and her fiancé, Jonathan, apparently had her approval. Elizabeth wore an engagement ring with a large diamond positioned prominently. Neither the mother nor Jonathan wanted me here. In the case of Jonathan, the reason wasn't hard to guess. He considered himself the alpha male of the group, and I was an intruder. The mother's issues were less obvious, and I suspected they were something deeper, something involving Anne. The younger sister apparently held less favour in her mother's eyes, judging by the choice of seating. Neither she nor her boyfriend had been paying attention to me so far, but I knew that when trouble started it would come from her. As I formed the thought, I couldn't help but smile. Trouble. What a dramatic way to put it. "Why don't you ask Alex?" the younger daughter said brightly. Jonathan had been in mid-flow. The question caught him off guard.
"What?"
"Well, you were just saying that the government ought to do more, weren't you?" the younger daughter said. According to Anne, her name was Grace. "Didn't she say you work for the government?" "More or less," I agreed. "So what do you think the government should be doing to cut down on populism?" "Come now, Grace," the mother cut in smoothly. "We shouldn't ask him to talk business at the dinner table." "No, that's fine," I said. "The first answer would be that it's a loaded question." "What?" "You're assuming that populism's a bad thing that needs to be stopped." "Isn't it?" I shrugged. Most of the time, when someone says populism in that context, they mean something that's popular that I don't like. If they like it, they call it democracy or representation. It isn't the government's job to promote your opinion at the expense of everyone else."
"But come on now," Jonathan broke in. "You have to admit that so many of our recent problems have been because the government hasn't been stepping in."
"That's one way to look at it."
"Don't you agree?"
"Actually, the majority of my work these days revolves around solving problems originally caused by the people I work for." Jonathan paused. Obviously, the conversation wasn't going the way he'd been expecting. The other people at the table had fallen silent, watching our back and forth. The only one who